ESG football has me in a hard ship right now. A ton of brokenness with the gameplay has me frustrated at the moment. That is expected with the beta, and I am pretty sure majority of these issues are addressed by release. Or at least that I hope is fixed by then. But today I wanted to kind of let out my frustration of issues as to the competition that we've been having within the league as far as the gameplay perspective, some general issues, a channel update, and more. Right now, I feel that blocking, tackling, passing, proper player positioning, and player reaction is very broken. As well, player builds isn't properly built to a simulation or realistic aspect or doesn't reflect correctly when it comes to ratings. Let me explain. Blocking can be overpowering at times, and the button function doesn't register for the most part. When players try to engage in a block, sometimes they're unable to because the button never registers for feedback. And when that happens, defensive players can just go through them as if they're invisible. The same thing applies for tackling. You can be within inches even on breakdown tackles. And if the button doesn't register, then the ball carrier can go right through the defensive player. It is really frustrating when it happens to multiple defenders trying to make a tackle and just can't. Another issue is within air catching to player positioning and reaction. Now, of course, it's time-based reaction. It all depends on when and how the user reacts. But from what I notice and experience so far is that there is plenty of times where users don't get a reaction animation or moments where they make a great play on defense by putting themselves in a position where it should be a guaranteed interception or reception, but yet the ball would go right through their body or hands and unrealistically go to the opposing team player, who either has the same animation or they're out of position, and they end up catching the ball. The biggest issue that is killing me right now is the inconsistency with passing and the build types. No matter if I create a QB with trash or amazing passing ratings, his accuracy isn't reflected properly. You never know when your passes will be underthrown, overthrown, or accurate. You have no control over it. I have so many times where I can have my feet planted and overthrow someone wide open, or if the wideout has a step on the DB, then I underthrow. There's plenty of situations of issues in the passing alone, just like times where I get the ball off, and it's clearly out of my hands. It will snap back to me while I am getting sacked. Now for the builds, it's pretty broken right now. Builds aren't correctly presented correctly. For example, is that a QB can be 400 pounds and 7 foot. He can stand in the pocket and just break a sack, and then break multiple lineman tackles when standing or barely moving. Sometimes when that happens, they can end up getting speed burst animations. I can go on and on about builds and skill set combos that are just broken. Now, outside of those issues, I want to cover the in general concerns right now. If someone quits midway through a match, then the whole game will freeze and the game can't continue. So that is irritating. Next is where we currently have a ton of players beta testing the game, but it seems like only the same handful of players will hop on to play from the league or tournaments that happen. But if it's just casual play-in for pickup games, then the lobbies are just completely dead. I get it. That no one wants to competitively play during a issue state of the game to get it better, but at the same time, you have a chance to play it. There is 3,000 plus players in the beta, and never can get enough players for a full 7 versus 7 match. It's just ridiculous, honestly. But I can't be too harsh on it, because I know it will blow up once release, and of course, hash out these issues over time. The game is still addicting to me. Just dealing with the headache process of it is what kills me. I just hate that ton of games. Nowadays go this route with the developing process. But that is just the natural flow of how games are now being made. Also, I understand that coming from the ground up is the only way. But games overall, that is either from an indie dev or a big company that games are partial made to get feedback to address issues. Fixing them, get it to a playing stage release. It half made to get profit off of microtransactions, and then keep investing into it to keep it alive. But because of this, it slowly turns me away from continuous frustrating play sessions that I've been having recently. I think at this point, I am going to just step away and wait till it releases. I know I am supposed to be a part of the big things that is going on with this game and have opportunities that can be life-changing for me, but at the same time, I just don't want to deal with the current process. So with that being said, I am no longer associating myself with ESG football. Sure, it's a missed opportunity for me and all, but I know it's going to succeed. So I am sure others will keep you guys updated on it. I just want to say thanks to ESG football for the opportunity, and may greatness come their way. Another reason to why I am leaving them is because I simply won't have time. Just got a job where I work from 5 in the morning to whenever I finish 5 days a week, possibly 6 days with plenty of overtime. So because I live in Hawaii, just the time frame kind of destroys my opportunity with ESG. I won't have any time to do much with them. But as far as my channel, I will still post when I can and just see what happens. I may do a day in my life of work series, so I figure give you guys a little update on that. But anyways, shout out to all the friends I made during my time in the beta. ESG football community is strong and I hope the best. Other than that, I will see you all in the next one. Peace.